All right, you guys, here we are for our weekly Tuesday training. And you guys, we've had some great topics, great questions. This is where you get everything answered. And actually, it's not to incentivize you, but showing up is going up. So when you're here, that is really important. It's going to help you grow your business. And I know that we have just been slaying on some great topics. And then also, too, if you have any topics that you want to hear on, also make sure that you send me a message, because I want to hear from you. The only way that we all get better as a team is to figure this out together. So my name is Tony Van Schweik. I'm a Senior Executive Director with Monate Global, and I'm really glad to be here tonight. I say that every day I get up, my feet hit the right side of the floor, it's a good day. So you guys, tonight, we're talking about building relationships. We've had, I think the last couple of weeks, not last week because we didn't have one. You guys, I was shooting the event for worship, the Impact Worship Session. It was phenomenal. Cathy was there. Cathy, can you just chime in and share with everybody how cool that was?
You know how
I forget. Hey, Cathy, type it in the chat. Will you type it in the chat and let everybody know how great this was? Let me see here. I want to turn off feedback. All right, I think we've got it. You guys, please make sure you're muted.
It's so moving.
Hold on here.
It was so moving.
Yeah, Cathy, can you type it in the chat for me?
If I took him, okay, on it.
All right, thank you so much. All right, you guys, so here we are. And Cathy's going to share with you how amazing it was. But I want to get down to brass tacks tonight. I want to talk about building relationships. And I want to talk about how important it is that we all are building relationships every single day in our business. So it was so funny. This struck me because it was a topic of conversation. It was something that people kept asking me about. And I had this kind of like, oh my gosh, I remember hearing about this particular acronym back at a Canadian training. And this, you guys, this had to be 3 years ago. So it's so funny. I messaged Donica and I said, hey, do you remember that training that we were talking about? And we were talking about that acronym, and it was something about building relationships. And she's like, oh man, she goes, it was a former RSM that was delivering the training. And so we were talking back and forth. And I like had an aha moment. And for me, you know, with this brain that's going on, I was like, yes, it's called form. I remember now. So anyways, we put our heads together. And the great thing is that, you know, we have to always be building relationships in this business. You can build a relationship in 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it takes 5 years. But the thing about it is, you guys, is that consistency and follow-up is key in this business. But if you're meeting someone new, and I'm going to use this example as we go through this, because I met a lady when Catherine and I were on the road to do this impact training for the worship service. And we met a pretty dynamic woman, and it just so happened, I never, ever go to chain restaurants. Very rarely do we eat out even to begin with. But this one was really close to the hotel. We were trying to, you know, just find something that was reasonably healthy, but maybe kind of wanted to have a little bit of a cheat meal. But anyways, so we are driving and we just decided to pull off. It wasn't like planned or anything like that, because I'm a little bit of a planner. And it just was odd how all of this comes and it happens, right? It's like all the doors open, and it's like, you know, the floodgates are like, yes, yes, yes. So anyways, I was talking to the waitress that was waiting on us. I noticed that she was, not older, but she wasn't, like in her 20s. And so she asked Catherine how old she was, says, oh, I have a daughter. Well, before she asked Catherine how old she was basing her on size. And she's like, oh, I have a daughter that's about as old as you. And she didn't realize Catherine was 12 because her daughter was 8. And I'm like, yeah, she's a mini, she's tiny. So the best part is, that's how I started the dialogue with her. So I'll take you through this process on how I literally made her my new best friend. And you guys know also, or you might know, I just did this training weekend with 11 people here at my house, like the first initial, like in-depth duck dive, money training for market partners. And you have to be at a leader title to come to one of these. But it was so funny. Katie Weaver said, I treat everyone across the board, no matter who it is, like they're my best friend. And that weighed in a lot to me because oftentimes I don't do that. So after she said that, it was kind of like an epiphany moment for me. And I said, I need to treat everyone like they are my best friend. Think about people you would impact if you did that. Haha, impact. I meant to do that. On a daily basis, if you said, okay, this person's on my mind, I have to message them, whether they're on your team, whether they're cross-line, whether they're a friend or a potential prospect, is that you have to treat them like a best friend. Think about how much value you add to people like that. So I want to get back to form because I don't want to drivel like I can sometimes do. So you've said hello. Now what? And I was doing this without consciously realizing it. One of the best approaches is called the FORM approach, FORM. FORM is an acronym that stands for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. Motivation is what matters. Yeah, it's right. What matters most. The FOR talks help build a rapport before you delve into the M. What motivates them? Start with foring people and work up to forming them. When you find out what motivates a person, you can better connect them, sell yourself, your ideas, and your products. A form can be adapted to business, social, and dating if you're in that situation. So let me go through what the acronym stands for. F is for family. Family is ask about other people's families and tell them a little about yours. So tell me a little bit about your family. So this is what I did with Heather. And you guys, I am going to tell you right now, if you want to create a relationship with someone, ask their name and address them by their name. Number one, it will help you remember. So I ask their name, I shake their hand, I repeat their name, and right before we're about to depart from each other, I say their name again. There's actually a psychological component to that when you repeat their name 3 times. It helps you remember. So if you say that you're crappy at remembering names, you're going to be crappy at remembering names. I am phenomenal at remembering names. So remember that dialogue that you have in your mind. So for the F in form, you can, as you find out a little bit more about them, how many children do you have? Okay. How did you meet your husband or your wife? What is it like having children? Maybe if they have twins or triplets, which we know that's rare. But again, ask them about their uniqueness of their family. Where did you grow up? What did you love about living there? What do you love about living in the current place that you're in? Where would be your dream location to live? Planting the seed. Do you still have family there? Okay. Maybe if they moved, well, why did you have to move? So you guys, these are all great things to ask around the family dynamic. Okay. I'm just going to tell you right now, for the sake of transparency, is that you don't want to ask about hot topics. I just don't get into that. Even on social media, sometimes it's hard, I know, especially with your beliefs, but you just don't want to press hot topics because that can be a turnoff for a lot of people. So again, keep it positive, keep it light, keep it interesting, and listen to them. Let them end with their sentences first before you offer up any more information. Okay. O is for occupation. Well, obviously, if they're working in a store that you go into or a restaurant, you know what they're doing. My next question for people is that if that is the case, I ask them what they love about what they're doing. Tell them, and then they naturally ask you, so what do you do? And so my response to Heather the other night was, oh my gosh, I have a gift and I get to give this gift to other people, and I show them about this incredible opportunity. Have you ever heard of a company called Monate? Well, it just so happens I had complimented her on her necklace, and it was from a direct sales company. And so I asked her, I said, oh, is that your company that you work with? And she was like, no, it's, it was someone else's. But that's kind of how that door opened, because I'm always asking questions and I'm always complimenting people. Keep it wide open. Don't put someone in an awkward position. Sometimes people are in between jobs. You can just ask, so how do you spend your time? And if they tell you, that they have a job or a business, well, tell me more about that. What is the best part of your job? Sometimes I ask people, do you like your job? And the answer is often no. Oh my gosh. So I talked to this guy in the gym, and he's so sweet and he's always smiling. And so anyways, I was talking to him, and I asked him, we were talking about everything going on, and he unfortunately does have to wear a mask, or he can get in trouble with his job. So we were talking a little bit, and I asked him, I said, and I don't remember exactly how the dialogue went, but we were talking about what we do. And I was telling him that I fortunately have a business that I love, and I told him what it was. And, he was telling me he's a longshoreman, and, that his job, he's really hot because he's working outside, but the money is incredible. And I said, do you know how many people would be so grateful to have what you have? And I said, and even to be lucky enough to have a steady income and a job right now. He's like, man, I never thought about that. He's in his 20s. A lot of people are not going to think about that. It's our job to bring, the everyday mundane things to light. You're so fortunate, right? So I opened up the dialogue with him. He's amazing. He's got great energy. He kind of has a crush on Naomi, to be honest with you, but, and I hope she's not watching, but, he asks me about her every once in a while, because now, we're not together all the time now that she's moved out. And, I want to sit down and have a conversation with him, because I want him to see that he has options. So we're leading up to that. And you guys, I've been talking to him for the last 8 months since I've been in there. So it's going to happen. But anyways, so how did you choose your job or your profession? Remember, I get to, not have to. What would you tell someone just starting out in your profession? These are all great questions to ask. So again, we've talked about occupation. That's the O. Okay, R, recreation. What do you do for fun? So, such as sports, hobbies, volunteering, kids' activities. Talk about the things you have in common or that you would like to try someday. You guys, whether you realize it or not, is that you have something in common with every single person on the face of this earth. You do. You have some, similar you have something that you have in common. But think about that for a second. Yeah, I mean, we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. There's always going to be a common thread if you care to have those crucial conversations with people. right out of the gate. And sometimes I can be, I tell people, I say, I love learning. I love learning about people I just meet. Tell me all about you. You know, tell me your likes, tell me your dislikes, tell me your challenges. And sometimes people can, you know, especially if they're more introverted, they, you know, kind of have to take a breath of a moment. And I just say, look, I find people fascinating. I want to know everything about you. How many times do people come up to you and say that? But when you say it with genuineness, that they kind of just go and let down their guard, because people are guarded even more so now than ever. But when you really, really, truly share that heart energy with them and say, tell me all about you. I want to know everything about you. You know, you kind of think of it, and truthfully, it honestly is meeting new people these days. Or, you know, I almost think of it as like, you know what, if I'm making a new friend, I'm courting them. Lack of a better word, you're courting them. I court people to see if I want them in my circle. I court them to see if I want to, you know, if I want to be in business with them. You can be selective. That's okay. But anyways, so you talk about recreation, okay? What do you like to do in your spare time or for fun? How'd you get into that? What did you do as fun for a kid? What's your favorite type of food or restaurant? I don't know. Maybe there's some, you know, other, you know, experts that love to read, love personal development. You know, and this is funny because I was talking to I was talking to one of our attorneys today because I'm getting everything set up for Impact Week, and I just wanted to make sure that, you know, from a legal standpoint, and I know for lack of a better word or lack of a better conversation, that this may not be the best example, but I was talking to her about waivers and all sorts of stuff. And she goes, Tony, she goes, when am I invited to one of your gatherings and get-togethers? I have heard that they are amazing. Come to find out, she knows two other market partners in Monate. And I said, Becca, I said, I've always said there's an open invitation. I said, here's our next event. Please come. Right. So, you know, again, and she goes, well, I'm a wine connoisseur and I heard you like rosé. And I said, yes. So, you know, again, it's, you know, one of my things is, you know, trying rosé wines. And I'll just tell you the French ones are the best. But, you know, just to give you an example, different types of yoga. I can talk to people about different modalities of yoga. I've tried many of them. I'm, you know, I'm a fan of, you know, a flow class or vinyasa. Those are my jam, but I also like slow flow and yin. So, you know, again, you just need to know, you know, when to connect with people on that level. And when you find a common thread, that's about getting to know people. That's about building relationships because you're going to have that common bond. So let's get to the M of this: motivation. Ask questions to determine what is important to the other person. Aside from work and recreation, what is really important to you? If you didn't have work, what would you do with your time? It's a crucial question, you guys. If people had the finances and never had to work again, how do you think their life would look? So we're planting that seed. So, if time and money were no object, what would you do? What in your past has made you the happiest? And if you were given 5 minutes to talk to a world leader, what would you say or ask? I don't even know about that one. I thought about that when I was reviewing my notes when I got these today and a couple of days ago. I'm not sure. I think I might go back. Gandhi might be one. Gosh, I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie back in the day. That movie just moved my entire spirit. Or maybe Nelson Mandela. Yeah, I would probably want to ask one of those world leaders a question. So You know, and of course we've many of us have followed their paths because they've been huge peace leaders, maybe even Martin Luther King or JFK. I just think that they were incredible leaders of this world. But anyways, not to get off on a tangent and squirrel this whole conversation. Okay, so here's another really interesting in-depth question. If you had only a month to live, what would you do? Gloves off. What would you do? So if you could do something X all over again, what would you do differently? Now, you guys, a lot of people are going to say, I wouldn't do anything differently because I wouldn't be here, right? But that's a great question. I know that I would choose to be more kind. I would choose to be more understanding. I think that we all need that in our lives, more patient. I think those are a hot topic for me. So I try to strive to be better at those every single day. Okay, using questions guide the conversation. The person that is doing all the talking isn't the one guiding the direction of the conversation. You guys remember this. This is why I say that when you're talking to people and you ask them a question and you answer them before they've had a chance to answer the question, you've lost. You've lost trust. You've lost their thought process. You can't do that. You need to shut up and you need to let the other person talk. So especially in dialogue, you've got to be the person that is the best listener possible. You listen, you win. You win in relationships. You win in life. You win in business. You win in everything when you listen. So, the person that's asking the right questions can guide the conversation. Then we talk about the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. Okay? But of course, you're going to share about yourself as well. So, you know, again, you want to start a conversation, not an interrogation. I love that. I can sometimes interrogate people because, like I said, I want to know everything about them. So I have to take a breath. When you breathe, it allows the mind to process. It's not your mind going, you know, like a what do they call the things? The old movies where you flip through the screens real quick. Remember those? And I remember seeing those when some of the first filmmakers had to draw each individual screen and then they compress them together. You don't want to be firing off questions like that. You want to let them answer in a thoughtful amount of time, give them enough time to talk and really learn about that person. Because once they know you care, that is going to be a friend forever, but it's got to be genuine, you guys. Okay. Woo. In building a relationship, don't mention money in the first few weeks. Just don't do it. Especially, you guys, you can do this on social media a little bit quicker, but you still want to use the same process. When you're commenting on people's posts, maybe you're sending them a DM saying, man, I loved your story today. What inspired you to, you know, tell this? You have totally motivated totally motivated me. Be genuine. Don't be fake. So, you guys, that's really about it. I'm going to recap here real quick. It is form. It is for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. And you ask those key questions to start building that relationship. So again, think about the things that, you know, you ask questions about all the time, that you are inquisitive about. Those are you know, hot buttons for you or hot topics for you. But remember that a relationship building is a duality. It is about someone sharing stuff with you and you sharing stuff with them. And I'm not talking about, you know, lifelong, you know, family issues. You want to keep it positive. You want to keep it upbeat. If you're negative or you have, I'm just going to say extremely opinionated or one-sided about things, that's not going to draw people into wanting to have a relationship with you. And I see it happening on social media a lot, especially lately. So I even got into a little bit of that at the beginning of all of this. And I stepped back and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to be a beacon. I'm going to, what Stuart has always taught us is to be a light. Yes, absolutely. Can we have crucial conversations from time to time? Sure. We're not being real if we're not. But the thing about it is that, you know what, the best policy is to always be positive, always look at the bright side of things, because that's going to come back into your life. What you put out is what you get back. So when you're positive, you're uplifting. You guys, I checked in on 6 people today that just were in my heart. And I cannot tell you some of the responses I got back. It was just, oh my gosh, I was having such a crappy day. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. Even people that I don't know that well, even people that I've just met recently over the last couple of months, either face-to-face or through social. Some people on our team, some people not on our team, but they were just on my heart. And I say that when they come into your heart or your soul or your mind, it is your obligation to reach out to them and check in. And just like we started, when all of this stuff started, just checking in and say, hey, how you doing? How are you today? That in itself can just open up so many new huge doors for you. Remember, we're professional relationship builders. So you guys, let's open it up for dialogue. This is where the best stuff happens, because I am not the expert. I can only tell you what I have learned through other people and through my own journeys, but my journey is not the same as yours. So what you got?
Yeah, I have a question for you, Tony. I'm curious as to when you bring up your business. As you said, you don't want to bring up money in the first couple of weeks, but if they ask you what you do, how do you pivot the conversation back to them?
So, Danica, I love how organized your closet is. Do you want to come over to my house?
I actually built an office in my walk-in closet.
Oh, that's right. You did. I just didn't recognize it, but you have everything color-coded and everything all arranged. Yeah. That's so cool. So here's the thing. If that conversation happens in the first few minutes of them, we're finding out about each other's occupation, that type of thing. I just say, I have an incredible business and I have a gift that I offer other people through a network marketing opportunity, but then I pivot back to them and I ask them something else about their business. Okay. I am straight up front. I don't hide anything. I don't try to beat around the bush. I don't mention money unless, they specifically ask. And now if they have heard of it, they usually say, oh my gosh, I've heard such great things about it. Tell me more. Or, oh my gosh, I've never heard of that. What is it? So that's kind of how I kind of weave it in, but I always pivot. Here's the thing, 2 to 3 sentences, I'm done. Because I don't want to do the money vomit. I want to create that trustworthy relationship. So they ask me on their own and they truly are curious on their own.
Yeah. So typically what my blurb is that I say is that I help men and women feel confident through naturally based hair care and skincare products. But tell me more about what you do. But I wasn't sure. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No, that's great. I'm reading the comments. Who else has questions? People seem so excited about money, they just never respond. So Dawn, this is a great question. So here's the thing, they're still watching you. They're just silent. They're kind of like silent stalkers. So when they're ready, they will reach out. Trust me, they will. But here's the other thing too, and I got this great piece of advice this weekend. She's in her 3rd month qualification for her car, and she said, every single non-Monate person that comments or likes her posts, she reaches out to them. Genuinely, just saying, hey, thank you so much for liking my post. How are things with you? What's going on? Just wanted to circle around and see how you were doing. It's worked great for her. She's gotten a ton of VIPs and market partners eventually, but just the fact that she saw that they liked her post, she is reaching out to them in an individual message. What else you guys got?
It's Robin. I was going to share something that's been working for Robin from California.
I know. What's your password?
Go in my purse right there and get my AirPods, please.
Okay, hold on.
I was going to share what was working for me because I did a tally yesterday and 73% of my VIP customers I've never met before. They're all people I've met on Instagram since I joined September 30th. And one of the things that I've been using is the close friends app. And so when I add them to close friends, those are the people that I'm really genuinely working and building the relationships with. And then I keep my stories flowing with, you know, a good healthy mix of personal and business, and they're all watching and they end up asking me. And it's 9 out of 10 times that's the case. And this week I've gotten, it's Tuesday, I have 3 new VIPs and 2 of them I've never met. And I actually haven't really had a conversation with, they just have been watching. It's like early stages. So I feel like, and I just started doing that close friends thing a couple months ago. And I feel like it's not about the likes. It's about the genuineness, and it's about being the consistently showing up, especially in my stories every day, and having that balance. And not just, and gosh, no screenshotting. No, don't screenshot and post something in your stories. It doesn't look good, you know? And so I just feel like that's working for me, and I wanted to share it. That close friends thing on Instagram is huge. It's hugely helpful in being organized.
That's awesome. Thank you. Call's over. Robin just gave the most important tip of the day. Okay, so I see 2 other people unmuted. Joanna, did you have something, hon? Okay, Gina?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I'm struggling, Tony. I joined in June and I'm having such a hard time finding customers. I only have 2 VIPs still and I post stuff all the time. I have no market partners. I have 2 VIPs and 2 people who bought retail so far. And I don't know how to get more people. I have a lot of people who say they're interested, but a lot of the people, you know, it's the money thing. And so how do you reach out to other groups of people besides your friends to get them interested? I know a big thing is word of mouth, but I don't have those initial people first to get the word of mouth. So I'm lost.
Can I offer something?
Yes, please. I'm trying.
I'm walking, so I'm out of breath. I apologize.
Okay.
I know what's worked for me really well, and that is I've joined a couple mompreneur groups. And of course, we're all doing the same type of thing, which is direct sales. And those ladies support like nobody's business. So the majority of my VIP base and customers and market partners have all come from those entrepreneurial groups. And they're always referring me their people. So it continues to be a domino effect for me personally.
Okay. That's a good idea.
So we have like a local mompreneur group that is all about promoting people in different direct sales businesses, and they feature somebody each week. They host events where we all go and set up tables and kind of share about our business, that kind of thing. So I don't know if there's anything in your area, but maybe something to look for.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll check into that.
I also want to capitalize, you know, that's online, offline, but you're still going to use online. We had a great powwow session no, actually on our last training call, and I cannot remember who told me that they are filming the messenger chat videos, live videos via Instagram and Facebook where you're sending them, you know, just say, I might have reached out to you before, or if you have, I've reached out to you before, but you guys, I'm just so excited about this. And I would love to share this with you. It may not be a right fit, but can I, you know, please have just minutes that I can tell you more. I'm telling you guys, when you use your voice and you individualize everything, now a lot of people will say that takes time. It does take time. It does take time, but people need to see that you know and that you care and that you're truly sharing something that is such an incredible gift. You cared enough to reach out to them individually. Okay, when you just post stuff, and even though certain things do work on Instagram, it's not like that on other social media platforms. People just want to know that you care about them. And so then when you're reaching out, Derek Roth's reach out language, number one. Number two is to do the video of the follow-up, you know, once, even if they haven't even looked at it, do it anyways. If they haven't told you, don't ever talk to me again, they're still listening. It's about planting the seeds. So it's really important about the personal touch. And that is the one thing that we have gotten away from. And even so, even more now with the situation that we're currently in, remember, people want to know that you care. And so you can just say, I just have this incredible gift and I love it so much. And it could do, you know, great things for you. Not like to sound like you're begging for something, but it could be such a great opportunity for you. And you would be so great at this. It's a true compliment to someone. So, you know, again, I'm all about individualization.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll try that.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Joanna. Can
Hey,
I say, hi, I'm sorry. You know what, for me, what works for me, I also all about being individual with the person. And if they say no before, then I reach out to them again and I just say, hey, you know what, I know that you said no before. I'm not sure if you still on the no side, or you might be interested in what's going on in Monade, in the business. Maybe you need some product. If you don't, maybe you know someone who is in need for the beautiful hair, or have split ends, or whatever gets to your mind, whatever product you have, you know, and just ask for referrals, because that always works. If they won't give you referrals right now at the moment when you're asking for, then they will remember when they talk to the other people that there is someone out there who has product for them. So, but don't forget to ask for referrals. Always, always, always. And if they say, well, you know what, I don't really know anybody who needs to have your product, I just ask, do you know someone who has hair or skin? And then they just cannot literally say no. I help them, like Tony is usually doing, like this frank list. So you always ask for the referrals, like your friends, your kids' friends, your I don't know, the mailman, or whoever you see. You know, just compliment them and ask for referrals if they are not interested in the thing. And ask over and over again till they will say, okay, let me try the product.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, if you've ever seen me, you know, train before, it takes 5 to 7 no's to get to a yes. It's all about consistency and reaching out. And you guys, if you don't have, when you launched your business and you did not start your own launch group, you've got to go back and do that. It's really, really important for your business. Let's see. Any other questions before we wrap this up, y'all?
I do have another question, Tony,
Yes,
about the giveaway groups that you're up to. Are you still doing those on a monthly or weekly or whatever basis?
Okay, so here's the thing. When you do it monthly, it's too often. We found this out through trial and error. It seems to work every other month, every third month, because it gives you an opportunity to meet some more people. get some more people involved. So I will not probably be doing one next month just because of our schedule. And it will probably be mid-October before I do another one. But yes, definitely. I've actually noticed, honestly, that my VIP and market partner acquisition is down because I haven't done one in 2 months. So it just creates that sense of community. I've refined it a little bit. I probably should update the training on it. We're now doing, and again, it's fun. You have to do it over a weekend. There's no question about that. We do 3 posts in the morning, 3 posts from 2 to 8 o'clock or whatever we decide to do. But it's a great return on investment for $40. That is the minimum. And we limit it to 40 market partners per giveaway, because when you do that, 40 times 40 is $1,600 that you can use to invest in this giveaway. Our conversion rate is, so the last one, let me go back here. So we had 40 market partners in there. We had 1,000 people in the group. It was the biggest one we ever did, the last one that we did. With that being said, we had almost every single person get at least 1 market partner and 1 VIP. So that in itself, and we don't allow people to sign up they have to sign up with the 99. So they made their investment back. I think that's the most important thing, is to get a 1+1 off of this deal. A lot of people got a lot more than that because they were interactive with every single guest that they invited, and they privately invited them. They created value. You guys, this whole business, and I'm getting off on a tangent, here I go, is about creating value. You have to create value for people. That is, you know what? I'm going to do a whole training on that. I just had an epiphany. All right. So value is the most important thing that you can create for people in a relationship, in a business, spiritual, physically, is all about creating finances. Those 5 pillars we always talk about, boom, I just hit them all. It's about creating value in every single sector of your life. And that's what we have to do. We have to create value for people.
So we're planning on doing them quarterly through my upline, and I think we have one scheduled for the week after Monation so that we could try to get people on board with the new product. And then, do you recommend Black Friday weekend? I know it's already super crazy doing an event then.
No freaking way.
Okay.
No. And the reason being is, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
The reason being is that you have got to focus on the thing is if you focus on that, because we run our events, we start them usually Friday afternoon, then we do a post Friday evening. You guys, Black Friday is all about you focused on new VIP acquisition and also offering what we have to offer to your current VIPs. Even though they get the email, they're still going to need some, massaging. They're still going to need some, you got to, wrap your arms around them. I just don't think it's a good idea, because then you turn around and you have Cyber Monday. So we always have something. So when we run our events, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we do our Afterglow Zoom on Monday night for, the people that are really interested in the business. I would stay away from that weekend and just focus on that. That's a selling weekend.
Yeah, I figured as much, and I'm just trying to figure out when, because we know we were thinking November, December, what would be the more ideal time, because I didn't want to take away from Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all those deals, because we tend to get tons of momentum.
Well, not only that, you're also competing with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's a good idea all the way around. Do it the week before or do it the week after. Actually, that would be, you know what, now that I thought about it, December would be a great month. December would be a great month, especially you guys. Okay, I just had another thought here. What are people doing between Christmas and New Year's? Nothing. They're not doing anything. That's a great time. That's a great time to have one. Just as long as either holiday does not fall on that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Actually, you could do the 3-day event even in the middle of the week, because
some people are off.
Yeah, people are off, people are home. Okay? Great questions. Thank you, you guys, so much. So appreciate you being here tonight. So our winner, let me show you. Is she on the call? I don't think she's on this one tonight. She's usually on the calls. Let me see. Nope. So I'm just going to show you guys for proof of life here. Jennifer Weiland, one from last week. So here's your call to action. And for those of those people that hopped off early, too bad for you because you won't know. Your call to action tonight is 5 income producing activities you are going to do in the next 24 hours to grow your business. You guys know what income producing activities are, right? Okay. You're going to increase your contact list organically. Okay. You guys are going to schedule. These are the 3 things you have to do. You guys have to schedule a meet my Nate, whether you're doing them face-to-face or virtually before the end of the month. I want proof. Okay. And you have to have at least 3 follow-ups within the next 24 hours. Comprende? So you got it? Increasing your contact list by 3 people, scheduling a Meet My Nate either via Zoom or Monate Social or Top 10, whatever you want to call it, before the end of the month, and 3 follow-ups, solid follow-ups, 3 new contacts, 3 follow-ups, schedule the Meet My Nate, and then I will put you into a draw. And you guys, I'm going to send you a leadership package of my 5 favorite books. Sound cool? Okay, so that means T. Harv Eker, I put the books away in my office. T. Harv Eker, Secrets to the Millionaire Mind, and Leadership by John Maxwell will be 2 of the 5. And then I will send you Effing Simple, my book. And then I will send you Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Bouchard. And okay, somebody give me one of their favorite books. What do you love? Give me a book. Come on, guys.
Ken Hat.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing? Go Giver? The shit book?
I
Vicky,
said
that shit
the
book?
hat.
Okay. Oh, The Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. That's a great book. Leadership, I got you. Okay, Lori Lynn, you've got my vote. I'm going to do it. It was the first one that I saw. The Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. So you guys got your 5. Oh, Make Your Bed, such a good one. Penelope, that book is like, you can get it for like $2 too. That's an awesome book. Good to Great is awesome. Vicky, I'm drawing a blank too, but you guys, thank you so much for spending your time here with me tonight. I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Let's go have a wonderful, rocking end of the month. We are on fire. I never thought August was going to turn out like this, but it looks like we're going to exceed July's numbers. All right, you guys, take care. Peace out.